The silent kitchen threat. Why reheating these 5 foods is destroying your pancreas. Imagine standing in your kitchen on a quiet evening. You reach into the refrigerator for a plastic container of leftover rice or those roasted potatoes from Sunday night. You are doing this because you are practical, you are trying to save money, and you've been taught your whole life that wasting food is a mistake. But what if I told you that in that innocent 90-second window while your microwave hums, you are quietly and systematically creating the exact chemical conditions for one of the deadliest cancers known to modern medicine? That is not fear-mongering, that is biochemistry. There is a habit that hundreds of millions of people repeat every single week without a second thought: reheating leftovers. And the truth about what happens inside 5 very specific foods the second time heat touches them is something that most people will go their entire lives without ever being told. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you exactly which 5 foods are the most dangerous to reheat, what they are chemically turning into inside your body when you press that button, and why that transformation connects directly to one of the cancers with the lowest survival rates in all of modern medicine: pancreatic cancer. I am done staying quiet. Your pancreas is a delicate organ that performs precision work in silence. I like to call it the blueprint room of your body. It manages your enzymes and regulates your blood sugar with the accuracy of a Swiss watch. It doesn't scream when it's damaged. It doesn't swell or throb like a bruised muscle. It quietly absorbs the damage until it simply cannot function anymore. By the time you feel a persistent dull ache under your ribs or notice your skin turning slightly yellow, the 5-year survival rate is often under 12%. That 12% is why every single word of this script matters. If you are over the age of 50, your body's internal repair shop isn't as fast as it used to be. You are essentially living in a building where the fire department takes longer to arrive, so you cannot afford to let sparks fly in your kitchen. The oxidized oil trap: fried foods. Let's start with the food that is sitting in almost every refrigerator right now: fried leftovers. Whether it's fries, fried chicken, or a spring roll, we've all done it. We put it back in the pan or the microwave to crisp it up. Here is what nobody tells you. Most common kitchen oils, sunflower, corn, and soybean oil, are highly unstable. When you heat them for the first time, they begin to break down. When you heat them for the second time, they undergo a process called deep oxidative breakdown. This creates a class of toxic compounds called aldehydes, specifically 2 compounds, 4-hydroxynonenal and melandialdehyde. You don't need to remember the names, you just need to understand what they do. Free radicals released from reheated oil are like hundreds of sparks flying off an out-of-control fire inside your bloodstream. Each one is small, but each one lands on your healthy cells, destroying the DNA that tells your cells when to grow and when to die. When that DNA code is corrupted, the cell stops following instructions. It starts multiplying uncontrollably. That is how cancer begins. Your pancreas is uniquely vulnerable to this because it is forced to produce enzymes to deal with these oxidized fats. You are essentially forcing your pancreas to do delicate surgery inside a burning building. I remember a patient, a man in his late 50s. He was a fry once, eat twice kind of guy. He thought he was being efficient. He complained of a dull heaviness in his abdomen for 3 years. He called it indigestion. It wasn't indigestion. It was a pancreas under constant chemical siege. The fix: never reheat fried food in oil. Use a dry oven or an air fryer at 180 degrees C. Dry heat brings back the texture without creating a single drop of new chemical damage. And remember, frying oil is single-use only. Fry today, throw it away today. The nitrosamine nightmare: leafy greens. This is the most shocking point for my health-conscious viewers. You cook a beautiful pan of sautéed spinach or kale. You feel good. You're eating your greens. You put the leftovers in the fridge and microwave them for lunch the next day. Leafy greens are packed with nitrates. In their fresh state, these are medicine for your blood pressure. But when you cook them, let them sit, and then apply heat again, something sinister happens. Bacteria naturally present in the food begin converting those harmless nitrates into nitrites. When that second round of heat hits those nitrites, they react with amino acids to form nitrosamines. Nitrosamines are classified by the International Agency for Research on Cancer as probable human carcinogens. They are genotoxic, meaning they break into the blueprint room of your cells and erase instructions. A landmark study published in The Lancet found a direct correlation between high dietary nitrosamine exposure and the long-term degradation of pancreatic tissue. The fix: eat your cooked greens cold. Cold spinach in a wrap or a grain bowl is delicious and safe. Every nutrient is still there, but there is zero nitrosamine formation because there is no second heat. If you must have them warm, cook only what you are eating right now. The invisible spore factory: rice. Rice is a staple for billions, yet it carries a secret that most Western kitchens are completely unaware of. It contains a bacterium called Bacillus cereus. Boiling water kills the active bacteria, but it does not kill the spores. Think of a spore as a hardened biological bunker. They sit dormant in your perfectly cooked rice. As that rice sits on your counter cooling down, the spores wake up. They multiply. They produce toxins. Here is the terrifying part. One of those toxins is heat-stable. When you microwave that rice the next day, you might kill the bacteria, but the barrels of toxins they already produced are unaffected. You are eating them. The gut-pancreas axis. Research has mapped what we call the gut-pancreas axis. A chronically inflamed gut from these low-level toxins sends inflammatory signals directly to your pancreas. It's like a constant alarm bell ringing in an organ that needs peace to function. I want you to be honest with me. How many days has the rice in your fridge been sitting there? 1, 3, 5? Write the number in the comments. I need to see how many of you are at risk. The fix. Cool cooked rice within 1 hour. Spread it out thin on a tray to drop the temperature fast. Eat it within 24 hours. Reheat it until it is steaming hot throughout, and only do it once. The cold spot incubator. Chicken. We've all done it. Reheated a chicken thigh for 2 minutes, felt the outside was hot, and started eating. Microwaves do not heat food like ovens. They excite water molecules. Because chicken has different densities of fat, bone, and muscle, it develops cold spots. While the outside is scorching, the center might be at the exact temperature that Salmonella and Campylobacter love. Not a death zone, but an incubator. A Salmonella infection isn't just a bad stomach. It is a systemic biological event. Your entire immune system goes to war. While that war is happening, your pancreas is pulled into the fray. Repeated low-grade infections from poorly reheated poultry keep your body in a state of low-grade chronic inflammation. This is the soil in which cancer grows. The fix. Use the oven. 175-degree wax, covered with foil for 15 minutes. This creates a steam tent that reaches every part of the chicken uniformly. No cold spots. No incubators. The double attack tuber, potatoes. Potatoes are the ultimate comfort food, but when reheated, they launch a two-pronged attack on your pancreas. Attack 1. Acrylamide. When starchy foods are heated, cooled, and then reheated at high temperatures, the levels of acrylamide, a known carcinogen, can skyrocket. The dry surface of a cold potato is the perfect laboratory for acrylamide formation once you hit it with heat again. Attack 2. Beta cell exhaustion. When a potato cools, it develops resistant starch, which is wonderful for your gut. But the moment you microwave it, that starch turns back into a rapid-fire glucose bomb. This causes a massive insulin spike. Your pancreatic beta cells are forced to work overtime, pumping out insulin to save you from a sugar crash. Do this 3 times a week for 20 years, and those cells simply burn out. The fix. This is the easiest one of all. Eat your leftover potatoes cold. A cold potato salad with olive oil and vinegar is a metabolic miracle. You keep the resistant starch, you avoid the acrylamide, and you give your pancreas a day off. The recovery protocol. It is not too late. I know this sounds like a lot of bad news, but here is the hope beat I promised you. The human body has a capacity for recovery that genuinely humbles me. If you have been doing these things for decades, it is not too late to stop the damage. Chronic inflammation can come down. Damaged cells are replaced. Your 24-hour pancreas protection plan. The 60-minute rule. Get all leftovers into the fridge within 1 hour. The one-and-done policy. Never reheat a dish more than once. If you don't eat it the second time, throw it away. The steam shift. If you must reheat, use steam or low oven heat. Ditch the microwave for proteins and starches. The cold lunch strategy. Once a day, eat a cold-cooked protein or starch, like cold chicken or potato salad. My own mother used to reheat her tea and her toast multiple times a day. I had to sit her down and show her the chemistry. Once she understood that she was taxing her internal organs, she changed overnight. Her energy levels doubled in a month. Your pancreas has been working for you in complete silence every single day of your life. It has never once asked for a thank you. It has processed every holiday meal, every birthday cake, and every late-night snack you've ever had. Start giving it something back. What I am asking you to carry out of this video today is not fear. Fear paralyzes you. I want you to carry agency. You now have the specific, practical knowledge to make one different choice tonight. That one choice, multiplied by 365 days a year, is the difference between a diagnosis and a long, healthy life. If this information gave you something real today, think of one person you love. Maybe it's your partner, your sibling, or your best friend who prep cooks their meals for the week. Send this video to them right now, not tomorrow, right now. You might be the reason they never have to ask a doctor. Why did nobody warn me? Take care of yourselves, take care of your kitchen, and I will see you in the next video.